court is now in session, bitches. Please sit down, sir.
Wait, sorry. I had an idea. Can I make that bigger?
No.
Oh.
Welcome to Epic Fortnite Big Chungus Walkie Slush Court.
Okay.
Who the fuck is missing?
I'm not sure where he is.
He's up there somewhere.
Fired.
Hello.
He had TNT in his hands when I teleported him here. Let's get Nathan up here.
Wait, Your Honor, I believe I wrote it.
Shut up.
What is it? Okay.
I rest my case.
Court's adjourned. Alright, what are you accusing this gorilla here of?
Oh. How it happened was, I took Sam on a trip. We go on this trip, we have a lot of fun, but the entire time that we're on this trip, I'm just bitching about how I'm trying to get a Switch so I can mod it. Well, on the way back, I asked Sam how old his Switch is. And he tells me that it was almost a day one Switch. It wasn't like a real day one Switch, but it was pretty new, or it was one of the first ones. Once we get back in town, we go to his place and check the serial number. It is a Switch that I can mod. So I'm like, alright, so here, this is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go to the store, I'm gonna buy you a brand new Switch, and we are just gonna trade consoles. And I call him, and he's like, hey, so there are two Switches here. There's a regular one, and there's an Animal Crossing one. Which one do you want? So he says that he wants the Animal Crossing one.
Excuse me, please. Is Evan asleep?
I think so, that's what I was about to say, but I didn't want to interrupt.
Is Evan asleep?
So literally, on the way to Sam's place, I'm talking to Sage, and Sage is telling me, hey, so whenever I did this with another person, I regretted giving them my Joy-Cons because I needed them for my own stuff. And I'm like, nah, it's okay. Sam needs the Joy-Cons because he has drifting Joy-Cons. I get there, I ask him if he wants to, if he wants the Joy-Cons because he has the drifting ones, and he says, yeah, sure, I'll take them. And tonight, he gets on, and he's complaining about his Joy-Cons drifting. So I ask him, why are your Joy-Cons drifting? I literally gave you some limited edition ones. And he's like, oh, yeah, those I sold them.
I'm sorry.
Expecting him to use them.
I'm sorry. I love that Evan's fucking sleeping.
I know. But that's my story, Your Honor. Sam, you can take the stand.
Besides the sleeping oaf, Your Honor, is there anything you wanted to say on that matter?
No, I'm good.
I will give my side to the story. I will testify in saying that Nathan's story is correct. Now, I wasn't there on the drive over back to my house, so I wasn't very much aware that they at first they wanted to keep the Joy-Con. I thought I was just trying to make a kind little gesture and giving Nathan my own Switch because I know he's been wanting a Switch to be able to mod with for a while now. So I hit him up with the offer to get a Switch, and the store that he was purchasing a Switch at had an Animal Crossing Switch on there as well, available to purchase. So they were all the same price. I will note that as well. But he went ahead and purchased the Animal Crossing Switch, and he took it home, and it turned out to be awesome.
Excuse me, could you speak up, please?
So I really enjoyed the Switch. I will say that it's a beautiful Switch.
Sir, I'm gonna need you to be quiet because Sam's trying to explain. Sir? Sir! He's being quiet now, so we're good.
Okay. Alright, so to continue my story, so we were mentioning, so Nathan brought the Switch back to my house.
Hang on, excuse me for 1 second. Excuse me for 1 second. 1 second.
We're now entering the Shadow Realm.
Alright.
Are you about to call him?
Just 1 second. Excuse me, 1 second.
The last thing I saw was his name going down as deep as possible, so.
I moved him over to the poop chat.
You may continue.
Alright, Your Honor, so to continue the story, Track to a couple of days after we traded switches, all went well. I think this is a fair part of the deal, win-win if you could say. So
Because you made a profit.
After, you're
right?
not done speaking.
Bro, you not tell me how it fucking goes around here, bro. I'm literally your fucking honor.
So yeah,
I've,
after I agree with myself that it might be more worth my time to just fix the Joy-Cons that I already own, I was like, hey, I mean, there's some big demand for these limited edition Joy-Cons. Why not just throw them on the market, sell them for a little bit of money? And that's exactly what I did, Your Honor.
And what was the crime you were accusing him of, Nathan?
Asking for the Joy-Cons because his were drifting, and then selling the Joy-Cons.
Now, I'm going to be as objective as possible. Please sit down, Gorilla.
Yes, Your Honor.
Fucking disgusting fucking gorilla.
As the court reporter, I've been keeping track of the arguments, and I have made record of that in the Discord. If you could...
Jesus Christ. Nathan gave Sam Joy-Cons. Sam
Correct.
sold Joy-Cons. Nathan, unhappy.
Correct.
Sam,
Business is business.
business is fucking business. Money.
Okay, so, Your Honor, while I was not there, I've heard the story from both sides, giving my opinion here so that we can come to a conclusive agreement. As far as I can tell, clearly the Joy-Cons were bought with the intention of being used to replace the Joy-Cons that had drift, that which Sam was complaining about. So I feel that in this situation, Sam is a real piece of fucking shit.
Your Honor, I object to that.
I also think Sam is a dumb, stupid ape. That's the end of my...
I now call Clarzar to the stand.
Oh, alright.
Oh,
Is this... Alright.
He said, oh, alright. I'm just reading that back to you.
Objectively speaking, I know you're a businessman yourself.
From a legal perspective, I think Sam would actually be in the right. Since possession is 9/10 of law, since Sam was in possession of the Joy-Cons, and there was no contract, but there was an exchange created, so the possession of property was assumed.
This is correct.
But that's not what we're arguing, whether or not he stole. He's being tried for taking Joy-Cons and selling them under the pretense of having false
people do shitty stuff every day, but that doesn't make it illegal. So if we're going by what's legal,
jail, we're just deciding whether or not he's a piece of shit.
oh, then yeah, Nathan's in the right.
I agree with Clarzar's testimony that we did make an equal trade for goods. I will...
Objection. What was the equal trade?
Okay, hear me out, Your Honor. There was a sense of value to Nathan with my Switch because my Switch was able to be modded. Meanwhile, it's only about maybe a quarter of all Switches that exist.
So, as far as I can see, would you say that the rarity of the limited edition Animal Crossing Joy-Cons would maybe, in fact, be rarer at this point than the possibility of 1/4 of all Switches that exist?
Yes.
I object, Your Honor. I object to this. You can go to Walmart right now and purchase the Animal Crossing Joy-Cons. Meanwhile, you cannot buy...
Incorrect.
In the case of Sam betraying the friendship of Beast inside here, fuck Sam!
Oh my god.
Fuck Sam, fuck Sam, fuck Sam, fuck Sam. Me and the homies, we all hate Sam. Fuck Sam.
This can't be done.
Bitch is a sin.
Okay. Oh my god, there's a giant hole.
Fuck Sam, fuck Sam. Me and the homies, we all hate Sam. Fuck Sam, fuck Sam, fuck Sam, fuck Sam, fuck Sam, fuck Sam, fuck Sam. You look retarded. You smell like you farted. Fuck Sam, fuck Sam. You flat like a carpet. You dick in a harness. my eyes and wait for you to hit me with the lick. Your booty cheeks are slam, you're weaker than a lamb. Your lips look like a clam, your whole life is a scam. I'm fucking you on cam, bitch I don't give a damn. Repeat it like it's spam, because it's fucking Sam. Fuck Sam.